And thank you, Coach. We are across the Hudson from Midtown Manhattan at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Cincinnati Bengals and the New York Giants. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Here we go. 60 outlaw. It's just me and you. It's just me and you. Check. Crunch.
Here's Rashad Penny, first carry for the former San Diego State Aztec. It'll go as a loss of 3 right away, and it's second down.
And Brandon, as we continue to see, so much of the influence on this game is now coming from those hybrid-type players. In this case, strong safety, not worried about covering the pass. What a play on the run.
Tackled for a loss.
Yeah, forget the pregame introductions. Introduced himself with authority on that play.
Now on 2nd and 13. Jones. And Woods has it complete. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3.
Watch tight end. 3 down. Hey, high 7.
Here's Jones, operating from the gun. He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
So here's Dalton and the Bengals now, 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. The former 2nd-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the 1st down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
He gets this in the hands of Mixon. And he's able to get this down deep on the Giants side of the field. A big play there on the catch and run. 42 yards. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. Dalton now to pass. And he finds Forsett. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football. That's a very nice game there. A confidence-building run. Love the execution up front. And the way he pressed the hole, absolutely perfect.
You ain't doing nothing today.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. A great read, and it's picked off. He's at the 50, the 40, 30. And what a return as he brings this all the way back down to the 20-yard line. So quite a turn of events right there.
Indeed it is. I mean, they thought the worst that could happen was they'd get a field goal attempt to break the tie. Instead, interception, long return, and now the other guys have a great shot to go ahead.
15 line. 15 line. Let's go. Shift.
On the run, it's Penny. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for second down. So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. From the gun to give to Penny. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. The linebacker, Preston Brown, brings him down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. And he's going to get this to about the 20, but that is well short of what he needed. 4 yards on the pickup there, but it's going to take him to 4th down. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
So he splits the uprights, and has to be a nice feeling. Right when it left his foot, knew it was good.
Yeah, just like a good three-point shooter in basketball, right? Release the ball, fall back on defense without even looking. You know it's going in the hoop.
Come on, baby. Let's go.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we've got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you've got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah, will they make up for it? They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Now Dalton eluding the pressure right. And he slides to avoid the hit. A good decision in the end to pull it and run. Gets him 9 yards and a first. The last drive, remember, similar situation. He forced a ball into coverage through the pick. He learned better there.
Yeah, similar to a golfer that's confronted with a shot that you just can't make. Sometimes you have to take your medicine, as they say, right? Just pull it down, take off, and go. Don't make something worse than what it was.
That one goes for 24 yards. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man of the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Watch the screen.
Dalton here from the gun. Complete to Forsett. They'll get 14 on that one. Good for a Bengal first down.
First down, Bengals.
Hands up. Let's go, D.
Mixon with a first down carry. And he'll keep it moving down to the 15-yard line. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Check that. We want Mike 52 right here.
On 2nd down, here's Mixon. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Bengals in control of the football. They're on the march, but facing a 3rd down here. And Dalton to throw. He finds his running back, Mixon. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Joe Mixon, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bengals have taken the lead. Extra point up and good by Bullock. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
On 2nd down, here's Penny. 8 yards on the run, and that cuts us down to a 3rd and about 5.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
A nickel look now for the Bengals as they try to stop them here on 3rd down.
What's tight? Tight is right. Hey, echo. Hey. 4 down, 4 down, 4 down. Ready.
Now Jones. From the gun, he'll throw. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Sam Hubbard making his presence felt in the backfield.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping a tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
The Bengals drive about to get going, and they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive.
Under heavy pressure, and down goes Dalton on the sack. Lorenzo Carter. The blitz works to perfection as he gets in there to dump him for a loss of 8. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Here's Dalton. He'll find his running back, Joe Mixon. Give him 3 on the play, and they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way. And on 3rd and 15, we see the dime look, 6 DBs on the field.
Playing pass all the way. Out of the gun, it's Dalton. Got a man open, it's Ross. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. It'll be a pickup of 14, but they're still a little bit short as it brings up 4th. So on 4th down, on comes the left-footed punter, Kevin Huber, to punt it away. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. and that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way.
And now off to the races, down the right side. Touchdown, Giants. Rashad Penny, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Giants are going to jump back in front. One play, 80 yards. Pretty easy drive to recap.
It certainly is, but not so easy to execute. Starting on your own 20, you want something to kickstart your drive and get it off to a nice start. They went for the whole thing and got it. That's a great way to send a message to the opposing team.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going, and they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Andy Dalton now nearly perfect. 9 of 10 in this first half. It's 1st and 10. From the gun, Dalton looks to throw. Looking left sideline, it's complete. Give him 17 and a Cincinnati first down.
Some think the teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Throwing, Dalton. And a little floater there is incomplete. Something we haven't really seen much of from him, an incomplete pass.
Yeah, last week he finished at 70%. This week he's up over 80%. I don't know how you slow him down. Pass rush is usually the best way because a quarterback on his back usually can't complete a pass.
Dalton with a give here to Mixon. They get 6 here after the incompletion, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 4. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Well, they don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And the broken tackle helps lead to a first down gain. They're just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive. 2 minutes remaining in the first half, 10-7 our score. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
On 1st and 10, here's Andy Dalton. He'll take a shot for the end zone. That's going to be caught by Ross for a Bengal touchdown. John Ross, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bengals are once again going to retake the lead. Bullock good on the extra point, and the lead is now 14-10. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. Now a hit and a loose football. And careless with a football there on the kick return.
And one thing I love about going to practices is trying to get around coaches and hear their catchphrases and what they really emphasize. We haven't been to a single one yet this year where a guy fielding a kick, you don't hear, tuck it away, tuck it away, tuck it away. And this time, they turned it over.
Ball security eluded him. They'll start on the ground. It's Rashad Penny. He'll have a first down past the 40 and all the way up to the 45-yard line. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, He seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already.
Squeeze. Alert 3, alert 3. Alert 3.
They get this to Smith on the jet sweep, and that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 4 on the first down play.
Ready. 52's the mic. Check. 52's the mic. Bravo. Clear. 52. Mike 52. Check. Go. Shoot.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Jones steps away to his left and avoids the contact by sliding. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. The Giants on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and 6.
Shift. On Travis. Hey, Alpha. Shift. 57. Mike, 57. Ready to go.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And he's got the hook up here. It's Woods. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime.
Ready up. Tight end left. Hey, go on. Kill. Turn it up. Kill. Ready. Big grip.
Now it's Penny running right. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard.
80 weapons. 3 down. No, get it.
Throwing Jones. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. So it can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Well, you know a coach said that, right? Yeah. Not an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. The Giants going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1.
Here we go. 60 Pittsburgh. Watch tight end. Tight end's right. Alert. Topper. Go. Cut. Go.
Jones on first down. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down.
It's 2nd down and 10.
Second and 10 now from the 27.
Check 13. X3. 218. Chopper. Hey, Delta. Light.
To throw again. Jones. Letting one go deep for the end. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Sean Williams. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Check. 53's Mike. Check.
And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. So we have reached halftime here, and it's the visiting Bengals out in front. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, the Bengals set to receive. They have the lead and the football to begin quarter number 3. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. The Bengals drive about to get going. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ballgame.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Now the second down throw on target. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
Now Joe Mixon. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustment, what they talked about, maybe it's just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But looks like they're ready to go.
On 2nd and 11 now. Dalton. Open man, Erickson. That's complete. 11 yards there, first down.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? To throw here, Dalton. To mix it on the check down. Call it a gain of 5, and that'll bring up second down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
They go back to the ground now with Mixon. Tackle made that time by Dalvin Tomlinson.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
5 in the secondary now for the Giants here on 3rd. Operating from the gun. Dalton. Complete to his tight end Sample. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
The beauty of route running is it doesn't matter what position. Everyone's doing the same thing. In this case, tight end, selling the vertical route. Get the defensive back on his heels, break off for the corner, and with good timing, you get a completion as we just saw there.
They'll give it to Mixon. And a little bit of space there, takes it inside the 5 to the 3. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up 2nd and goal.
And, Brad, they went to a nickel defense, and that's a surprise this close to the goal line because ordinarily you use the back end of the end zone, the sidelines as extra defenders, and you want bigger people on the field to try and help against the run.
On 2nd and goal, Dalton. And he will score. Touchdown, Cincinnati. Andy Dalton. His 3rd touchdown of the game, 10th on the year. And the Bengals, they widen their lead. A good, sustained drive there in this 3rd quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
Switch it, switch it, switch it. Come on, switch it. Now.
And they'll run it again with Penny. They'll have a first down past the 40 and all the way up to the 46. A gain there of 21 yards.
Sometimes those lines that are drawn on a grease board or in a playbook, they come to life out on the field, don't they? And we just saw down that outside handoff to the right.
That right tackle, he gets excited for that call, doesn't he?
He does, because he just wants to dominate his guy and say, listen, I was the point of attack. I took care of business.
And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Wayne Goldman, his 3rd touchdown now on the year, as his guys are back within a single score. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
The extra point splits the uprights, and it's now 21-17. The lead cut to just 4 as they kick it away and turn things over to their D. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Bengals drive about to get going. They were able to extend their lead with an opening drive touchdown here in the 3rd quarter, but that just got matched a moment ago.
So we know that what they discussed at the half worked. Now, what are the...
That's caught inside the 20. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Andy Dalton with his 3rd touchdown pass of the game. And the Bengals, they widen their lead. Extra point up and good by Bullock. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. This is taken about 7 yards deep. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2 minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a Giant first down on a gain of 16.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
They'll toss it to Penny. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Come on, set. 91. Hey, we are.
They'll run with Penny here out of the shotgun. That's what they needed. It's an 8-yard gain, and now 3rd and 4 suddenly doesn't look so bad.
You got it.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball, because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Hurry.
And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up fourth.
But if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback.
Let's go, boys. Bring it up.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, to see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again. He's got the lane, and there he goes. Past the 20, 10, and all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Joe Mixon, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Bengals, they widen their lead. Bullock good on the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
50 seconds of Mike. Get ready, get ready, get ready. Wide, hit it.
Now Rashad Penny. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
Early down stuffs will put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
18 Gator. I got 11. One set. One set.
Now whistles here and a flag down. I think a Giant jumped early. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up third down. So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now, third and long. From the gun, Jones. He'll rifle this one deep right side. This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Sean Williams.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. They'll run here with Mixon. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold them to a short gain on first down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run. On 2nd and 9, Dalton. Over the middle, complete. That's Erickson. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. They'll run on first down. Mixon. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down. On 2nd and 11 now. Dalton. And a little floater there, but it'll wind up incomplete, falling to the ground. You and I watched film yesterday, and you told me to watch his feet. Well, for whatever reason, his footwork just looked off on that throw.
And you always love it when the next defensive back talks quarterback mechanics, right?
Well, but you're good at it.
Well, I try, all right? I don't know how good I am, but it doesn't take much to tell. His mechanics are off a little bit, exactly what you described. footwork that led to the incompletion. Another scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the fourth.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points. But this widens it out, as you said. And now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They begin with a run by Penny. Gets this to the 24 for a gain of 4.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
At the 24-yard line.
They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24.
Ready?
Now it's Penny. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a 3rd and about 4 for a first.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
8, read.
Let's get this ball back for the offense. Let's go.
Slam. Snap.
On 3rd down, Penny. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man.
Leo.
They'll run for it with Penny, going absolutely nowhere. He'll wind up losing a yard or 2. Rashad Penny unable to get there. And the Bengals are going to get it back in terrific field position.
Guys up. Lead.
53, Mike.
Watch the run. Check. Check to go. 93, 52, 93, 44. Guys up.
On 1st down, Mixon. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side.
But the stats that matter on this play don't help a team very much unless, of course, you're playing defense.
If you're getting points per reception, you got a reception, but no yardage. Great job by the defense, though. They read through that one.
They read through it, gave up no yardage, and people got credit for tackles. Pretty good deal.
Passing, it's Dalton. And that is caught. He's got it for a Bengal touchdown. Alex Erickson, his first touchdown on the year. And the Bengals, they widen their lead. And for them, this train, it just keeps rolling, doesn't it? Well on their way to yet another victory.
Yeah, it's almost a runaway, isn't it? And you just wonder how anyone could stop this. They got full momentum going, full confidence going. But it's not just their own confidence that is leading them. It's the lack of confidence against their opponents now because they see them coming and think, we've got no shot to beat this team.
This is fielded at the goal line. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Giants football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They keep it with Penny on 1st down. 2 yards that time, a stark contrast from the big chunk on the previous play.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it. So those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
Bunch formation, bunch formation.
Protein spill. Hey, seam 6, seam 6.
50 seconds.
From the 29, Jones. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. Carl Lawson able to record his 5th sack of the season. The Giants on 3rd down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This will be 3rd and a mile.
Check 50, check 50. Check.
They'll try the right side here with Penny. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
A gain of 3. It's 4th down.
So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And they're not going to get the snap off. This might back him out of field goal range. And that'll set him back 5. Here now, Johnny Townsend. He's been terrific so far. That one sails out of bounds. The side judge will walk it off. And he says it went out of bounds at the 9-yard line. Nice punt. The Bengals drive about to get going. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. We you know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's